Well, this isn't exactly what you expected from your first day of life. You've just been born. But you do not need mommy to teach you anything because you already came with a complete manual on how to be Africa's most efficient killer. Congratulations, you're officially one of the deadliest snakes on the planet, and that's at 0 days old. Your siblings were also just born beside you, but don't get too attached to them because you'll separate in a matter of hours. And honestly, that's for the best. You already have everything you need. Enough venom to kill an elephant, speed to compete with an Olympic sprinter, and a temperament that would make a honey badger look like a cute kitten. Your mother gave you the most generous gift possible at birth. She simply disappeared. It's not abandonment, it's a survival strategy, because a hungry baby black mamba might decide that mommy looks like an interesting snack. Now you need to find your first apartment, and being a black mamba, your criteria are pretty specific. Nothing busy or noisy, you prefer an abandoned burrow from some rodent that unfortunately crossed your path, or perhaps a well-isolated pile of rocks where you can keep an eye on everything around you. The important thing is to have multiple escape routes, because even though you're practically unbeatable, you're not stupid. Your first neighbor will probably be a small lizard that won't last very long in the neighborhood. You approach silently, using your incredible vision to calculate the perfect distance. In a movement faster than the human eye can follow, you strike. 2 tiny punctures, a dose of venom that works faster than any lethal injection ever invented. And there you go, lunch is served. The lizard didn't even realize what happened, which is kind of you. As the months pass, you grow at an impressive rate. That little 50-centimeter body has now passed 2 meters, and each additional inch means you can take on larger prey. Rodents are no longer a challenge. Now you're aiming for birds, larger lizards, and even other snakes that had the misfortune of invading your territory. Speaking of territory, you've discovered that you don't like sharing space. When another snake appears in your area, you don't send a polite warning. You simply solve the problem definitively. Non-venomous snake? No chance. Venomous snake? Still no chance because your venom is in a completely different category. But not everything is sunshine and roses in the life of a black mamba. You've discovered there's a particularly inconvenient neighbor who doesn't seem to understand that you're the main tenant of this region. It's a honey badger, and apparently no one explained to him that you're deadly. Every time you meet, he treats you like you're just a normal snake, which is deeply offensive. You've already bitten this guy 3 times, applied enough venom to take down a buffalo, and he keeps showing up as if nothing happened. It's frustrating to be the most venomous snake in Africa and have a neighbor completely immune to your talents. You decide it's better to avoid direct confrontations with him, not because you're scared obviously, but because it's a waste of energy. Mating season has arrived, and you realize your reputation precedes you. The males of your species have to compete for the privilege of your attention, and they do it in a very peculiar way. They literally fight each other in a vertical dance that looks like a deadly version of limbo. The winner earns the right to try to impress you, but you're not easy to please. He needs to prove he's worthy of your superior genes. After several weeks evaluating suitors, you finally choose a male who managed to defeat all the others and still had energy for a decent mating ritual. A few months later, you're looking for the perfect place for your eggs. It needs to be a warm, safe place, far from anything that could pose a threat to your future baby assassins. You find a pile of decomposing leaves that maintains the ideal temperature, deposit about 20 eggs, and then do something few snakes do. You stick around to protect your future family. For 2 months you stand guard, driving away anything that approaches your eggs. Curious lizards become quick meals, birds flying over the area receive aggressive demonstrations of your temperament, and rodents simply learn to completely avoid your region. When your babies finally hatch, you feel a brief maternal pride before realizing you now have 20 mini versions of yourself competing for the same territory. It's time to let them fend for themselves, exactly as your mother did with you. Now with a few years of experience, you've established yourself as the apex predator of your region. Your reputation is so solid that most animals don't even try to confront you. You've developed an efficient routine. Wake up when the sun warms the rocks of your shelter, do a territorial inspection to check if any invader had the terrible idea of entering your property, hunt something substantial for lunch, and spend the rest of the day in peaceful digestion while planning the next day's activities. Every now and then, an unsuspecting animal appears who doesn't know your reputation. Just yesterday, it was a young wildebeest that got separated from the herd and had the bad luck to stop to drink water right in front of you. You don't usually attack such large prey, but when the opportunity presents itself, it would be rude to refuse. One accurate bite to the leg, a generous dose of your most potent venom, and in less than 20 minutes, you had enough meat for a week. The wildebeest didn't even try to fight. The venom worked so efficiently that it simply lay down and accepted its fate. You almost felt sorry, almost. But then you remembered that's how nature works. You were born to be at the top of the food chain, and it would be disrespectful to evolution not to properly fulfill your role. Today you're relaxing at your favorite observation spot when you notice something strange approaching your territory. It's a strange creature that walks on two legs, carries shiny objects, and makes incomprehensible noises. You've never seen anything like it, but your instincts say this could be dangerous. The creature is getting closer and closer, apparently without any idea that it's entering the domain of Africa's most lethal snake. You position yourself in an alert posture, raise your head to an intimidating height, and open your mouth showing the black interior that gave rise to your name. It's a clear warning: back off or face the consequences. The creature stops, makes more strange noises, and points one of the shiny objects in your direction. You don't like this one bit. In an explosive movement, you launch yourself toward the invader at a speed of 12 miles per hour. The creature screams and runs, stumbling over its own legs in a pathetic escape. You could easily catch up to it, but you decide the message was successfully transmitted. Territory defended, reputation maintained, and you didn't even need to waste venom. That's how you solve problems when you're a black mamba. You return to your usual routine, but you can't stop thinking about the strange encounter. That creature was different from anything you'd ever seen, and something in your primitive instinct suggests that maybe it represents a bigger change in your perfectly organized world. For now, it doesn't matter. You're a black mamba, the fastest and deadliest snake in Africa, absolute queen of your territory, and mother of a new generation of efficient assassins. Your life is exactly as it should be: simple, straightforward, and completely under your control. But as you settle in for another peaceful digestion, that strange creature is coming back, and this time it brought friends. If you knew what they're planning for your home, maybe you wouldn't be so relaxed. But for now, you're simply a black mamba living your best life, completely unaware that your perfect kingdom is about to be tested in ways that not even your evolution could predict. If you enjoyed discovering what it's like to be nature's most efficient killer, leave a like on the video and tell me in the comments which animal you'd like to be for a day. And if you want more impossible experiences like this, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, because we have many more wild lives to explore together.